Nega! Nekeri! Nekeri!
Days after Laena's death, her body is shipped to Driftmark, the Valyrians' castle and her childhood home. There, her burial ceremony is held and attended by the entire royal family, including Otto, who has been reinstated as the king's hand. In line with Valyrian tradition, Laena's body is sealed in a stone coffin and dropped into the sea. After the burial ceremony, Viserys spots Daemon and attempts to mend their rocky relationship. Approaching his brother, the king offers his condolences alongside some kind words. After exchanging greetings, Viserys asks Daemon to leave Pentos and return to King's Landing. Despite Viserys' pleas, the prince refuses and storms out of the gathering. Seeing this, Rhaenyra tails Daemon and meets him at the nearby shore. Having been apart for many years, both parties have much to catch up on. Rhaenyra tells Daemon about Sir Harwin and confesses that he is the biological father of her kids and not Laenor. Explaining the situation, the princess reveals that she and Laenor tried to make love multiple times. However, since the Valyrian was gay and didn't find her attractive, it never worked. Left with no alternative, Rhaenyra turned to Sir Harwin for sexual satisfaction and heirs to continue her legacy. With Harwin dead, Rhaenyra mourns her ex-lover and ponders who might have been responsible for the attack. Daemon theorizes Alicent could be the mastermind behind it, but Rhaenyra instantly shuts it down, as she believes the queen isn't capable of cold murder. Moments later, the couple reminisces about the old days, including their night together in a brothel. Overwhelmed with youthful passion and united by their grief, things turn steamy as they begin making out on the shore. Seeking refuge in an abandoned shed, the couple makes love on the beach's sand. While Rhaenyra and Daemon have their steamy reunion, Aemond spots Vhagar, Laena's dragon, flying across the night sky. Following the humongous creature, the young prince finds Vhagar, most likely the largest dragon in all of Westeros, resting on the other side of the island. As Laena is now dead, Aemond sees this as the perfect opportunity to finally own a dragon and end his peers' ridicule once and for all. Slowly approaching Vhagar, he tries to get on her back and tame her, but his movements startle the dragon and cause her to wake up. Seconds later, the dragon falls back asleep as Aemond tries yet again to climb her. This time, Vhagar wakes up angry and brews hot flames from her stomach as she prepares to torch Aemond. Seeing this, the young prince remembers his tutor's lessons and bravely orders the dragon to be calm. Heeding his commands, Vhagar lies quiet and allows Aemond to climb her back. Latching onto her saddle, the young prince commands the dragon to fly. Following his order, Vhagar rises from her slumber and takes to the sky, while Aemond holds on for dear life. After riding the dragon for several minutes, the young prince steers it back down as they return to the ground. With that, Aemond finally tames Vhagar and fully claims the dragon as his own. On his return, the prince is confronted by Laena's daughters and Rhaenyra's sons. The dragonless Rhaena is upset that Aemond illegally claimed Vhagar and explains that she was next in line to inherit her mother's creature. However, now that Aemond has tamed the dragon, it is fully bound to him, leaving Rhaena dragonless once more. Despite his theft, Aemond shows no remorse and blames the bereaved daughter for not claiming Vhagar earlier. Hearing this, Rhaena charges at him, but the prince easily knocks her down. To protect her sister, Baela intervenes and punches Aemond, but he quickly recovers and punches her to the ground. Seeing this, Jace and Luke join the girls as the four kids gang up against Aemond. Despite their number advantage, the prince overpowers the kids and calls Rhaenyra's boys bastards. This insult triggers Jace and prompts him to whip out a dagger. Before Jace can get to him, Aemond hits him with a rock and is moments from delivering the final blow. Noticing his brother is in danger, Luke grabs the knife and uses it to slash Aemond's face, permanently blinding him in one eye. Right then, the royal guards arrive and separate the kids. Informing the adults, the royal family convenes to discuss what happened. Learning of Aemond's permanent injury, Alicent seeks retribution and demands that Rhaenyra's children have one of their eyes removed. Wasting no time, the princess counters that Aemond is at fault for stealing the dragon and calling her kids bastards. Having a soft spot for his daughter, Viserys sides with her and asks both parties to apologize to each other. Naturally, Alicent feels a simple apology isn't enough and decides to take justice into her own hands. She grabs a knife and charges toward Luke, but Rhaenyra steps in and grabs her. Breaking out of the deadlock, Alicent slashes the princess's arm, causing a deep cut. The queen then drops the dagger at the sight of Rhaenyra's blood and instantly feels remorse for the attack. After the dagger assault, both parties finally call a truce and retire for the night. Later that evening, Otto visits Alicent to discuss the day's proceedings. The king's hand praises his daughter for her fierceness and declares they'd need that if they hope to overthrow Rhaenyra as heir. In light of Aemond's injury, Otto explains that an eye is a small price to pay for the dragon they gained, as Vhagar is the biggest dragon in known existence. Otto details the creature would be a valuable asset in their fight against Rhaenyra. Hearing this, the queen takes comfort in his words and finally sees the day's proceedings as beneficial. The following day, Viserys, Alicent, and their kids return to King's Landing, while Rhaenyra and Daemon's families remain in Driftmark. On their departure, the princess realizes Alicent plans to overthrow her and brainstorms ways to strengthen her claim to the throne. Eventually, Rhaenyra registers that marrying a Targaryen would make her more legitimate as an heir. Reaching this conclusion, the princess asks her recently widowed uncle to marry her. Daemon agrees, but explains that Laenor has to die so Rhaenyra can get remarried. Unwilling to murder her current husband, the princess foils a plan to fake his death. Following her instructions, Daemon pays Sir Qarl, Laenor's lover, to stage a scene in the castle. In line with the prince's orders, Qarl battles Laenor in the palace, while a servant calls Corlys and Rhaenys to the scene. On their arrival, they see the body of a young man burning in the fireplace and assume it's Laenor's. While the parents mourn the death of their child, a disguised Laenor and Qarl get on a boat and escape Driftmark as they head out to start a new life outside of Westeros. As Laenor is now believed dead, Rhaenyra is finally free to marry whomever she desires. Days later, she weds Daemon in line with Targaryen rites, as their kids bear witness to the ceremony.